Kitsukakataku okukakatoku zimbeka. What's good, people? This is the Nel Sound. So, a few years ago, my brother and I started a band called CtrlAD. Every now and then, we'd drive out of town together with Timo to work on some new songs. That process would involve going to a nice place with a good view so we could be inspired to write some new songs and put the ideas together. Most times, the ideas come together well, but sometimes conflict arises and we have to deal with it.
The fruit is so exciting to see, but only a few will take time to set sight on the seed and shed light on the things that went right behind the scenes for the visible things to get light. See, the seed had to go to a dark place till it was strong enough to break through the surface, till it was grown enough to comprehend that light fully and to be able to turn that light into a fruit fully. You see, David had to take care of the ship. Moses had to run away from Egypt. Adam had to force people to slip. For Eve to be created in his image. I tell you there's a place where it's so dark, a place where you fall back and let God treat you like a film from a chord, like a place God brings you so he can fine-tune you, bring you back stronger so that he can now use you.
Somebody should have said you were born to be greater.
For every destination there's a journey.
Somebody should have said you're a giant killer.
For every destination there's a journey.
And if nobody said you're beautiful,
for every destination
through
there's a journey.
Jesus' eyes, yes, this and more. If nobody did, he said so. He said so.
So today we have Timo.
Timo!
Yeah. Timo is a celeb like that. Timo, great to have you.
It's great to have Timo.
So, Timo, there is this thing, probably 2018. So I'm there cheating. What I see on social media, this cool thing. It's called CtrlAD.
Yeah.
Right. So me, I know CtrlAD on those things. I learned them in O level. When you Control, Alt, Delete, something happens. Over what happens?
Interrupt the system.
You interrupt. Yeah, you interrupt the system. First tell us about, and you're part of interrupting systems. First tell us about CtrlAD.
So we had been having quite a number of conversations with Nel, and so in between those conversations, CtrlAD was birthed. What really happens is that we usually hide ourselves away from the world, go to some far land,
Far away.
far away, man. And while you are away from calls, the business, and whatever is happening, you sort of free up your mind to create. So we have a mini setup in a room somewhere, and so everyone has a turn. That's just the things are out there. You go and do your thing, and so sometimes some of us get it at the end. Nel usually comes with mob fire. He starts
at the beginning.
Yeah,
I'm always the guy who stays awake the first night.
Oh Lord.
Go on a roll, make a beat.
Yeah.
A beat has to be impressive. Because it has to impress Mr. Mtavinga. That's very difficult. And difficult. And also it has to impress Timo. And hopefully if you do a good job, then you're going to create some momentum. And then Timo will bring some nice songs and what. That jazz.
Oh man. Yeah.
Let's dive into one particular song, Brain Undrain. What happened that night of recording? I think I should actually start with Nel.
Let me tell you what happened. So,
oh Lord.
When you go to make some tracks and what, everyone knows that you're only going to make a track that is as good as the one who plays the keyboards on it. So, go and make some beats, call Timo, upgrade them with some nice keyboards, and then we can move forward. So what happens? Mtabengo makes a beat and he's feeling it.
Yeah.
Like this beat is dope. And says, let's get Tim on keys. Even calls it get Tim on keys. Gives Timo the assignment.
Oh man. So I think I slept a little earlier at that time. And then, you know, Mato is like, Mato does his thing, signs out, goes and sleeps.
Yeah.
I think Nel was also asleep. I don't know.
I was wide awake.
You were awake, yes. Okay, who was I with? Were you there? Oh, man.
He was on the
Yeah, Edson was there.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And so, you know, he has, I think, I don't know if there were brasses in the line, in the beat. So I have a chord thing that, you know, comes up like that, you know, just kind of playing with stuff. So I hear brasses, I'm like, yo, let's get these brasses in. Then I put a bend on them, Man, I'm feeling the stuff, you know, I start adding stuff, you know, it was really nice, great, the thing was coming together.
Yeah.
And then,
Timo worked hard on that brass. It was like mathematics. Retake that one.
there were so many retakes, and it came out really well. I liked it, at least.
Yeah.
So, man, Mato has woken up from this world. I think he had dreamt about this beat that he had been working on. Then he plays it back. So I'm there, you know, I'm with him. I'm sitting with him. And so he's listening. He's like, man, we should remove those brasses.
Change that brass.
Change the brass? Which brass?
Arena brass.
I don't know how this guy is saying change the brass.
Look. That's the one you want to touch there.
I suffered with it. Then I get it. Then I change it. I'm like, wait a minute.
You can't remove
What?
the brasses.
Wait, do you know what happened last night?
Yeah.
So man, those brasses survived. They were going.
Yeah.
Thank God
Yeah.
he accepted them, man.
Eventually he accepted them. He was like, man, Timo feels seriously about his brasses. Let's just move on. Because that's how we start working on the songs.
Yeah.
But in the end, like, a lot is going to change. We've built the song, we've put all those things in, we've gone through the process.
Yeah.
And that brass is in the chorus. And so because that brass is in the chorus, you're like, okay, something has to start earlier. It's going to lead us into it later. And so in the end, we end up with a brass line that now starts from the beginning of the song. So when that brass comes in the chorus, Timo's...
Yeah, man.
Yeah, in the end, that brass that was almost deleted became the one that kind of defines the whole song, you know?
I come from a beautiful land with many hardships, wounded in pains that run deep, trapped in these chains of poverty with children that have brains but lack fees. We get through the day or just black tea with no sugar. And our life is too expensive. Our hospitals need to see a doctor. Our roads speak of dreams to see a tractor. Tribals are switching things within the culture, so most people live for greener pastures. Man, nani yazimbaika gabavubuka mataka kwiruka America, but running away does not stop the problem. Kituka kataku okuka katokuzimbaika.
The rhythm's deep and it hits your soul.
Yeah.
You feel it, we're feeling it in your bones.
Eka, kituka kataku okuka katokuzimbaika.
The rhythm's deep and it hits your soul.
Yeah.
You feel it, we're feeling it in your bones.
Eka, kituka kataku okuka katokuzimbaika.
You know, the Bible tells us in Romans 8 that we know all things work together for good, for those who love God and are called according to his purposes. Sometimes your life can look like Timo's keyboards. Some nice jazz that you worked hard on, but something that you couldn't control kind of came and said no. Maybe for it was a business that you invested all your money in December 2019, knowing that in 2020 it's going to be the business. And then Corona shut you down and now you're like, oh my gosh. It could be anything. An idea that you've had and you've tried to do things with and it's not working out the way you thought. and now you're wondering if you wasted your time. Was it wasted effort? Is that time that you'll never get back?
Yeah.
The Bible encourages us by telling us that all things work together for good. Those disappointing situations, those seemingly inadequate decisions that we make, if we're able to trust God and His purposes in our lives, we know that even those moments, He's able to turn them around, turn them into something that works together with the rest of us for good.
I think the beauty about much of this is who you become in the process, because sometimes the difficult things also make you, you don't stay the same.
Yeah.
And even though if it failed, it's the strength you get out of that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the other idea that you get out of that. It's
Yeah.
the thing that was bad that turns into good.
Yeah.
It's the sound of how was a distorted guitar made.
In those days, guys didn't have loud PA systems.
Yeah.
And so they would crank up their amps just so that their guitars are high.
Yeah.
And then the amps started distorting.
Yeah.
And now it's like the sound of
It's
rock
the
and roll.
sound, man.
Yeah.
And it's such a cool sound.
It's the defining sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see, just because of that, something that was not meant to be now is because it's turned out to be good. And I
Yeah.
think that the challenge is that many times we give up on ourselves. And if we can just throw in that one more ounce of effort, like,
Yeah.
okay, let me go at it just a little more. Or
Yeah.
maybe it's not working. Okay, what have I missed out? And not to give up on ourselves.
Yeah.
Things actually work out for good. Whatever way, it's just a thing about perspective, looking at it from a different angle, and you realize that, man, there's so much good in this.
Yeah. We always call it school fees.
Yeah.
Sometimes
That's
we
right.
have to fail
Yeah.
so that we can move forward.
Yeah. That's
And
right.
in that case, it's not a loss, it's just school fees.
Yeah.
Because we're learning new lessons.
Yeah.
And now we know how to fail better.
I think the best thing to do is always remember to get Tim on keys.
Absolutely.
Oh,
You get Tim on keys, you'll be covered.
Timo.
Getting on key, out of the box.
Eika, kitu kakacha kubokuka kato kusimbeka.
It's finger blend, hip hop jazz.
Eika, kitu kakacha kubokuka kato kusimbeka.
Sometimes within the chaos, there is beauty. God has a way of turning situations that are unpleasant or uncomfortable into opportunities for us to grow and learn something new. The Bible tells us in Romans chapter 8, verse 28, that all things work together for good for those who love God and are called according to His purposes. Whatever chaos is going on in your world, I want to encourage you today to remember this, that God can cause all of that to work together for you, turning chaos into beauty. Let's go!
Eika,